Good evening, good morning, afternoon, global population, Sam Fisher here. Well, I dare say this video's probably not going to go down too well. Fuck it, here you go.
It is the man who never told a lie. It is the man who never told a lie.
Well, this is a touchy subject, and as promised, I'm going to give you my take on the situation we find ourselves in. First up, US election. May as well get this out of the way first. It's going to be the most unpopular bit. It's looking very likely that all this effort on Trump's part to go through the courts and everything else to try and get the election decided, well, get ruled as fraudulent by the Biden campaign, will likely come to nothing. Why do I say that? Because in order for Trump to win, he needs all of them swing states to rule in favour of him, and I can't see that happening. I think it'll be close, I think it'll be narrow, but I can't see Trump winning. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. But this is a really unpopular bit. It's partly down to most of your Q lot, and those of you totally invested in Trump as some sort of messiah. I told you before, don't invest yourself into that one man. Number one, it's fucking lazy to do that in the first place. Number two, it's fucking incredibly selfish to pin all your hopes on just one guy. And number three, it makes you complacent. How many, right, you that follow Q, and you're probably thinking right now you're a bit of a dick for doing so, right? But how many of you that follow Q actually went out and spoke to people and tried to convert people over to the Trump camp? If I ask for a show of hands, I'd see about 2, I think, 3 at best. There's news stories and accounts coming out of people that voted for Biden and regretting it now simply because they thought a vote for Biden was a return to normality, and now they realise that the lockdowns are going to continue and they're going to get worse. And these are the people that were on the fence beforehand. These are the people that you Q people should have been out fucking convincing. So Trump's loss in this election has a lot to do with you lot. I've tried telling you all endlessly, Q is a scam. Always has been a scam. It's run by greedy people making a fuckload of money who don't give a fuck about you. They've likely fucked off to fucking Mexico. Live the life of Riley. Don't give a shit about you. All you've done is you've discredited the hard work of loads of fucking really good researchers, right? And I mean discredited them. Anything right? To do with this global fucking ring of people, you know what I'm talking about, now has a QAnon stamp over the top of it. Which means it's straight into crazy town. Yeah? Now I don't give a shit on how much fucking truth they fucking used. They would do. You don't think straight. Yeah? Of course there's truth involved in it. That's why it works, you fucking idiots. If any of you knew anything about sales, it would ring true. This will ring true, definitely, right? You tell 95% truth, 5% fabrication. Yeah? Because it's the fabrication that glosses over the bits that are a bit sort of dubious about the product you're selling. Yeah? Now apply that to Q. You understand what I'm saying now? So when you get people like Steve Buchanan turning around and saying, it's alright, Trump's got it covered, he's had QFS, blockchain, watermarks put on every single fucking ballot. It's not bollocks, he's just fucking using word salad. Yeah? Go and check up what QFS fucking blockchain watermarks are. Yeah? You'd be surprised. You really would. And this is a guy that worked for the CIA. Listen very carefully to what he says through that whole sort of, well, it's not even an interview with Owen Schroyer. Yeah, he didn't even ask him any sort of probing or even investigative questions. He just let him talk. Led him. Gave him leading questions. To CNN trick, you know what I mean? You've waltzed right into this. You really have. Giving Trump a messianic status. Yeah? Pouring all your faith into one man or one concept that was false anyway. Especially Q. Fucking idiots. Now I know a lot of you are new to this kind of game, right? It is overwhelming, yeah. But you learn to deal with it. You learn to sort of cut yourself off from that reality. Distance yourself. Only go so far down the rabbit hole. Right, and make sure you've definitely got a fucking plank tied to a rope, tied to your waist, before you jump down that rabbit hole so you can get back out. Like I said, I've been doing this 30 years. Stuff like you. Alright, you caught me at first. Then there was always that niggle at the back of my mind. And then started doing things that really made me question things. And that's when I dug in. You don't want someone like me digging into your fucking background, I tell you that now. Like I said, doing this a long time. Right. Which ties me in to Boris. Or rather, this vaccine. It's unusual how Pfizer's the company that's the one that's been awarded the contract, you know what I mean? Let's see how worried and the evasive language that Pfizer executive were. Now, it wasn't that Pfizer guy, or Boris, or that army guy that I found myself interested in. It was more the company Pfizer themselves being chosen to manufacture and distribute the vaccine, and a certain Professor Mike Eden, who, although he's no longer the vice president of allergy and respiratory research at Pfizer, he's still a consultant. Pfizer get that contract, it's very likely that they would turn around to Professor Eden and say, okay, we need you to keep your mouth shut stop attacking balance, or else we stop employing you, using your services. Now Professor Eden is going to make a living, and would you believe it, it's gone extremely quiet past few days, which makes me think the reason why Pfizer have been brought into view is simply to shut him the fuck up, because he is basically the equal to Patrick Vallance. If not, he's better. And he's been very publicly declaring that Sir Patrick is a bit of a bullshitter. I don't think this vaccine is going to go anywhere with Pfizer. I think it's just going to fizzle out. So, why do I say that, you ask? Well, there's something else that piqued my attention as well. It was to do with that Pfizer guy. Every third sentence he kept saying, we need to get regulatory approval from the MHRA. We need to get regulatory approval from the MHRA. All the time, every third or fourth sentence, kept emphasising that point. And there's a reason for that. They know damn well that they don't need it. Boris put it into law 4 months ago that they can release an unlicensed vaccine and get it injected into the public pretty much straight away without the need for licensing or regulation or regulatory approval, which means Pfizer don't need that. So why would they be reiterating it? Because it ain't going to happen. This is just a ruse, one, to keep us into lockdown, which they're desperate for us to do, because this isn't about a virus or a vaccine. I mean, it is, but it's only a tiny portion of it. It's all great reset, all socialism, all one world government. Nah, this vaccine ain't going to go anywhere, especially with Pfizer. Mostly because Patrick Vallance and Chris Whitty don't have any shares in Pfizer, I don't think. Don't even work for them. So they're not going to make any money off the back. Why the hell would they allow Pfizer to do it? Eh? Nah. This is nothing. It's going to go nowhere. It's going to fizzle out. There's going to be something suddenly wrong with it, and it'll have to be put on hold. Anyway, I said you won't like it. Like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. I'll see you later.